Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Fifi the Paper Crafter, and I'm across social media, and I'm Fifi McLeod on Facebook. Just wanted to share that. And I'm just going to load our comments. I have a tablet here set up, and I'm going to load our video. Perfect, here we go. And I'm going to give this an adjustment. Perfect, that should be better. I'll wait for this to catch up, and I'll wait for everybody to come join me. So today I'm super excited. We're going to be creating transparencies, and these can be used in your mixed media projects and for collaging. So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to plug in my iron. So I have a little craft iron here, and this was purchased at Walmart. You can get them from Amazon, and I'm sure they come from a variety of different companies. So I've plugged it in. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn my dial because it's on 0, so I want to turn it up to max. You want to make sure that we're working on a heat-resistant surface. And then, so it's turned on. My little button came on, so I don't ever want to touch that. And I want to put that aside and just let it do its thing and heat up. That's only going to take a minute, guys. So what I'm using today, you can use any brand of beeswax. They're just white pellets. You can get these in a variety of different colors and different things, and they just essentially look like this with these tiny little pellets. So I just wanted to share that. If you don't have beeswax and you have something like the paraffin wax, like you'd use on your hands, you can use that as well. You can use paraffin wax, you can use beeswax, anything like that that'll melt. So I want to show you guys what I've done first, and then we'll get right into it while my little thing's heating up. So these are some pages I've done. So this here is ledger. So I want to grab a sheet of music so you guys can see how transparent these are. So here we go. I have a sheet of music here in front of me. So I've done a sheet of ledger paper, and then when you place it over top, after it's been waxed, it is completely translucent. So this is super fun. You can make pockets out of this, and it also gives your paper this beautiful texture that's a little bit thicker than your regular paper. And it's not, I would say it's a little thicker than vellum, but it's like creating your own vellum. So this is going to be super fun. I could do a mixed media thing on here and then put it over something like this, like a book page, and have whatever it is behind it coming through. It's brilliant on like a pocket. So it's just a lot of fun. So I've done that. And I've done a page with numbers. And as you can see, and behind all the numbers, you could put something behind here, or it just gives it that brilliant texture. So this is something I could use in my mixed media projects and stuff. This here is one of my journal pages in my steampunk kit. And what I love about this too is that anywhere where it's dark, it's going to remain opaque. And then anywhere light, it's going to become translucent. So essentially, if you guys can see this, through my floor, I'll move this up a little bit so you guys can see. There we go. Through my floor, it has become translucent. So if I were to make that into a pocket, you're going to be able to see whatever I tuck into the pocket. And same with my little window here. You'll be able to see through here, through my window. So this is really cool. I love how that turned out. And the other thing, just on a regular piece of paper, so if you guys can see, this is just copy paper. So you can see the portion of where the wax touched it. So I could ink this up or do on the non-wax, because anything that's waxed is going to be resistant to your ink sprays or your watercolor paints or anything like that, and it's going to the wax will repel anything, any media like that. So I could do that around here to give the actual background some color, but in terms of this part here, it's all translucent. So it's just super fun. So that's going to make a really neat element. So it's like almost like creating your own vellum paper. So I just wanted to share that because it has that same kind of effect. So the other thing I've done, I have done a small ledger piece here. Again, where it's transparent and translucent. and I've done a book page, and I absolutely love this effect because the darker the paper, the more of a real vintage sort of look that you're going to get. So I absolutely love that. So even if I tore off some pieces, that's going to be an amazing element in any of my journals. And I love how with the book page, you get both sides. So I'm getting it dark where it's this side of the page, but then I have the translucent of the other side. So you actually see both from one side or the other. So it's a really neat effect. And then either way you want to do that, it's just amazing. And you can see what the page color from before, what it looked like, which was this, because it's a very old antique page. The other thing that's super fun, I did another page out of my steampunk kit. These are owls, and there's a raven on here. And so again, anywhere where it's dark, you're going to get it opaque. And when you put it down on the music sheet, it's very translucent. And then you have all the music or whatever it is in your background showing up underneath. So it's a lot of fun for different effects. So we're going to go ahead. So I just wanted to show you some of my examples before we got into this. And now I'm going to show you how to do this. And my surface is covered in wax. So I wanted to share that. And to clean this up, what I'm going to do when I'm done is, because I didn't bother cleaning it up before this video. So essentially when it's done, what I would do is just put like a newspaper over top and heat it up, and it's all going to stick to the newspaper and I can peel it up. So I just wanted to share that. You want to work on a heat resistant surface. So I'm working on Tim Holtz Gloss Media Matte because it is heat resistant for up to 300 degrees. So the first thing I wanted to try today is just using a brown piece of packaging. So let's try this. So what I want to do first though, I'm going to take for my base, I want 2 sheets of deli paper. You're not going to want to use waxed paper. You're going to want to use something like parchment paper or some kind of waxed paper for this. Sorry, you're going to want to use parchment paper or deli sheets, something unwaxed for this. I wanted to show that, sorry. Because if you use waxed paper, it's going to melt and give you a transfer effect. So essentially, I wouldn't be able to lift this off my glass media mat, or it would become attached to my next papers. So I just wanted to show that. You want to use something that's heat resistant. Yeah, and okay, that's a little big, but that's okay. We can just do part of it. Maybe I'll just, yeah, we'll just take this down a bit. That's okay, I can do that piece later. Because I just don't want this bigger than the surface I'm working on. Okay, here we go. So my iron's ready. There we go. We're going to move up so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm on there perfectly. So I have this. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining. I have this 2 sheets of deli paper underneath. Then I have what I want to wax on top. And then I'm going to add my beeswax. Or again, you can use paraffin wax, use whatever you have. And I want to use like a generous amount. Hi Glennis, hi Teresa, thanks for joining. And then I want to add 2 more sheets of my deli papers to the top. Yep, just like this. 1, because I don't want the wax actually on my iron, but it's going to get on there anyway, but that's okay. Again, to wipe it off, you would just have it hot, and then you wipe off your surface, and it comes right off. As long as your surface is hot. And I want to make sure that I have this bunched like this, guys, when I'm holding it, because I don't want to accidentally iron my cord. Okay, so I like to start from the middle. So we're just going to put this down, and we're going to give this like a little dragging, like a drag effect. Because we want to melt our wax, and then we want to iron it and push it around. And it's going to come up to the surface, and I'm going to get it all over my, my iron, and that's okay. There we go. I just want to make sure I'm not going off that piece of paper. I want to stay on the paper that's underneath. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to finesse it, and you can see where it's all melting. Okay, and I want to rub it to the edges of my paper. Yeah. Here we go. There we go. We can see where it's moving it right to the top. And we can push the wax, if you guys can see that. There we go. So once we have enough of it melted, we're able to push it. And then we can always do this, see, so we can see where our wax is. So again, I want to smooth it out. And I want to push it up. And do that thin layer right across. Yeah, I have this on max. Yeah, perfect. Once you get going and your iron gets hotter, it's better. There we go. I'm just going to keep pushing it. Just have a nice even layer. Okay, now let's have a look. Let's see what we've got. There we go. There. And we're going to give this a peel back like this. Oh, and I've ripped my jelly sheet. Just very slowly we're going to pull. So it's not having as good of effect, I don't think, on my actual sheet here that it would on a regular piece of paper. It's also not very thick. I'm just using copy paper out of my my printer, or I'm using vintage sheets. I just wanted to show that. So I'll show you the next one anyway. Yeah, that didn't turn out too great. Oh well, it's an experiment. And my sheets of deli papers are sticking. Anyway, with me. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. And I'm going to pull it off the bottom. So, okay, so still we got a little bit. Let's see how to look and see. So it's a little translucent. So again, it's just going to be neat for collage fodder. So it still gives you like that vintage sort of interesting feel to it. I wouldn't do too much of this probably. I mean, it does look really cool from the video camera. So yeah, maybe kind of grungy. So maybe that'd be something interesting to do for collaging. But in terms of making the transparencies, as you can see, probably not too much. But anyways, we'll keep going with this. All right, so here's our bottom ones. So I'm going to show you the ledger page because that turned out really well. So here's the ledger page here. Okay. So again, we're going to come over here. And we're going to add some beeswax. Okay, and we're going to add our parchment on top. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to iron it. Okay. want to make sure I'm not going over my cord. There we go. There we are. And as our iron gets a little hotter, it's going to, this process is going to go by a lot quicker. There we go. I'm not using a full-size iron, I'm just using a little craft iron. So this is the same kind of iron that Tim Holtz uses when he irons out his ink papers. So I just wanted to share that. It's just a small one. There we are. Oh, that didn't even melt. Sorry, guys. What's with this today? Here we go. Yeah, we're on high. Doesn't feel as hot as it could be. Strange. There, let's try that again. Help if we're plugged in. Oh boy. Always happens when you're live, right? Okay, here we go. Hi Natalie, thanks for joining, love. That's better. Now we're melting. And you can see when it melts, because it becomes, there we go, translucent. Okay, and then I can pull it up, and anywhere where I feel like I don't have enough, I can go ahead and add some more, because I want the whole thing to become translucent. So I can go ahead and I can grab some more wax and just put it anywhere where I feel like I don't really have enough. There we go, and just keep adding to the corners and stuff. There we go. That's much better. Now my iron's getting hot. Couldn't figure out why my iron wasn't hot. Well, it'd help if I plugged it in. It came undone there. There we go. And then by dragging it, you're making sure that you get the wax evenly across your surface, and it's going from one side to the other. So these don't have to be perfect. I just wanted to show you guys the effects of them. There we go. And I don't have to wait even for it to like dry or anything. I can pull it right off. There we go. Okay. And that's that effect that we're going to get. So it's just amazing. So again, our music sheet. And you can see right along here like that. And the other thing I wanted to do is a page from one of my digital kits. So this is Grungy Mixed Media Backgrounds Kit 2. So this one here's like a music sheet that I designed. So we're going to go ahead, and I put lots down this time. And we're going to do one of these, because this is where it's going to have a beautiful effect. So I want to show you. Alright, we'll just have to move this around. Okay. That's better. So as you guys can tell, once it gets nice and hot, it's much easier to move the wax around. And I'm now finally getting that effect of it being super quick. There we go. And then I can move this around. You guys can see that. There we go. And it's able to move the wax. If you guys can see that, it's much easier now that we're really hot. From moving it one end to the other. There we go. And I just need, yep, another piece of parchment. Just right here. Not parchment, sorry, I'm using deli pages. You can use parchment. I just don't have any, I seem to be out. And it's not too expensive. I usually pick it up at the dollar store. Okay, and I want to add a little bit more wax. Just in this one corner right here. Here we go. Yeah, this is a very old technique. This is not mine. I think one of the first people that I saw doing this was Gail Agostinelli, and it was a few years ago. But again, something super fun you can do in your journals, so I just wanted to share. But it's not a technique that I came up with or anything. Just lots of people like to do it. And it does give your journal something kind of interesting, or even not just your journals. You can use this in all kinds of your mixed media work and any kind of collaging that you do, because it just gives it amazing texture. So now, and the whole thing isn't done. I've got spots on here that's still, spots on here that are still opaque. And it's just going to show you the difference when you put them down. Okay, so now that I've got the top layer, I can go ahead. I can peel my sheet up. And it's wonderful too because it doesn't, even on something in an ink, sorry, and I use an inkjet printer. So even something out of an inkjet printer, it's not going to make it bleed. So we can do this. And as you guys can see, anything dark on here stays brilliant and opaque. And then anything that was lighter goes right to the background. So it becomes like a transparency. So it's really neat how it does that. So I can make this into a pocket different ways, and there's so many things that we could do. You can use it in collaging on tags, and it gives it that almost like a vellum, waxy sort of feel. So it's just a lot of fun. So I wanted to show you guys that. And the other thing that I did, so I want to explain another technique that you can do, and I'm going to show you the next part. So those are the transparencies I wanted to do with the wax. So I'm going to unplug my iron right now. I'm not going to put it away until it's cool. So I'm just going to, yeah, do one of those and let it kind of sit over here and cool and do its thing. Okay, so we've got these ones done. That, I just love that. So maybe more pages like that I might do. All right, and then I just pulled these music sheets over here to do that. And the other thing I wanted to share, so if you don't want to actually do your vintage sheets, like I didn't really want to kill all my music paper, I went and just photocopied some. So you can put your vintage papers into your printer and you can photocopy them. So I wanted to share that. And the other fun thing too, all my deli papers that are covered in the wax, they went from being sort of semi-opaque to really opaque. So I will use all these in my journals too. So it's just a lot of fun because it went from being like a cloudy sort of, so you can see the difference at the bottom. They're a cloudy sort of transparency to you can see right through them. So that's super fun too. There's a whole bunch here. So any of the ones that I've used, I can just kind of pile them up because I do use these for mixed media on my gel plate for pulling prints and stuff. So it's super fun to have now some waxed. So I'm just going to keep the whole lot of this stuff together and put it aside. And I want to show you the next thing. So I had gone ahead and I did 2. And this is using dry waxed paper, like freezer paper, and using tissue paper. So the tissue paper, sorry, I used the third ply to your napkins. So when you pull the plies off my napkins, I like to save them, and then this is what I do, and I tear strips off of them and I collage them with Mod Podge, and I use matte Mod Podge, and then it goes onto my freezer paper, and I use a silicone brush. Yeah, here we go. Mod Podge in matte. Okay, so again, this makes a really neat transparency. And once I have 2 layers of this on here, I will peel it off of my wax paper. And as you can see right through it. So it's just another fun way to use like your like the third ply to your napkins that you'd normally throw out, or you can stamp them. And you can also do this method with tissue paper. And the difference between that one and this one is 3 layers, guys. So I've done 3 layers of the tissues on here. And you can peel, once it's fully dry, you can peel your waxed, dry wax paper off. And I've used Seth Apter's spray. Sorry, guys, I will grab it so you can see. I used his coffee. His iZinc Alidine dye ink spray in coffee. And that's this beautiful color that I have here. And again, same thing. We're going to put it down. I have 3 layers. So some of it is going to be a little translucent, but because I've used the dye ink spray, this is just giving me some beautiful texture. Oh, it's all good, Lou. We had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and our kids are home from school today. So this worked out perfect because I didn't have to go out anywhere today. So it's all good. We had a time mix up this morning, and I haven't been live in, oh gosh, guys, probably since, I want to say June. Maybe the end of June. Because we were off for the kids, for the summer with our kids. And then I got really hurt. We went back from our vacation because we went to Ontario for about, I think, 10 days. I wasn't home 3 days, guys, and I went out to my mailbox and I got my mail, but I didn't make it that far. I tripped and slipped in a pothole in my driveway, and I twisted my ankle. So I twisted it, and then it gave out from underneath me. So when I went to step, it gave out from underneath me and I fell. So it was like, it was twisted, and yeah. So I pretty much wasn't walking from the end of July, beginning of August, to probably, I want to say, the end of September. Maybe, yeah, the middle of September was when I was finally started to walk. And actually this week I've just gone, I've booked in for x-rays, and I go for tomorrow finally for x-rays because I saw my family doctor yesterday. So, I mean, I am healing, but it's not, I mean, it still looks absolutely terrible. So, it's all swollen, and I'm still not walking great. So, I haven't been live, and I guess Lou didn't realize I was live this morning, and she did a Facebook Live, so I just said, that's okay, I'm just gonna go live as soon as Lou's done. And I watched her live, so it was great. If you haven't seen it, you can catch her replay. I love how you watercolor. It's just brilliant. It's all good. See, I didn't have to go anywhere today. It's tomorrow that I have an appointment in the afternoon to go finally for my x-rays. There. So I'm super excited to show you guys this part too. So this one here is doing the same method that I'm going to show you, but it's the third ply of your napkins. So using that tissue that you'd normally probably throw out or stamp, or yeah. So it just gives it some really cool texture. And then you crumple it, and then you put it down with the Mod Podge, and then you can use your ink sprays or your oxide sprays, any of them. I used Seth Apter's coffee, and I sprayed it as it was drying, and I absolutely love this effect. So even using like little bits and pieces of this in collaging, it's going to be super fun. And then the other one that I did is more of a transparency. So this is what it looks like when you don't ink it up. And as you can see, you'll be able to see right through it. So it just gives you like a textured sort of really neat surface to work with. So what I want to do now is put these aside. Oh, and they bend and then they don't stick. They're like non-sticky. So I just wanted to show that. So what I do need is a piece of, so I'm using Betty Crocker's wax paper. It's dry wax. Where does it say that? It says it here somewhere. But yeah, it's dry wax paper. That's all in French. Sorry, guys. Yeah, in Canada, all of our products have both English and French written on them. Just wanted to show that. Okay, so we have our piece of dry wax paper. And I'm just going to put that down. Here we go. Without touching my iron. Okay, here we go. And we no longer need our beeswax. We're done with that. I'm going to use my silicone brush right here. And I'm going to use Mod Podge here. And for this method, I want to use something totally different. And you can use any kind of third ply from your napkins. You can use tissue papers. You can use anything like that. But today, I'm going to use a vintage sewing pattern. So I'm going to show you guys later a method, because I don't have any in my house right now. But if you use Reynolds wax paper, you can actually make an image, like you can make a transfer. So it's like a glue transfer. So this would be like a decoupage method, but it's like a dry decoupage method. So I could take this image here and then dry decoupage it to another surface. So eventually I'll show you that, where we can turn this into a pocket. But for today's video, I want to go ahead and use very carefully some of this pattern. So these are super vintage. So this is a great way to use old sewing patterns. And if you can see, the tissue is just amazing. So I don't know if this is cut into sections. It might be. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like this is a really good section here. Okay, maybe not. So that's all one piece. That's what I'm going to do. Fold it to the middle. Here we go. So this is already cut into sections for me. Sort of, I think. Okay, we'll go with that. There we go. So I can put this all now to the side. And when we're done, we can put it all back in there. Okay. So, I'm just going to open this up. Here we go. Here's our first piece. Perfect. And I'm going to crumple it up. Just like that. Okay. Give it a really good crumple. There we go. Twice is usually good. Okay. And then we're going to start covering our surface here in Mod Podge. Just like that. Get up to our corner probably. Because yeah, we'll do like it straight from here. And we just... I'm loving these silicone brushes from Prima. They're fantastic for doing stenciling. Like any of your texture pastes or a stencil. Your Mod Podge, your gel medium. Any kind of like stuff like this that we're doing. I absolutely love it. And then we're going to tear it, guys. And we're just going to start collaging. Just like this. And we're going to want to make sure the whole thing is laid flat out, though. Yeah, just like that. And then anywhere where it's not underneath, we want to make sure that it is. So just go ahead. And then we're going to put a coat on over top. Yep, just like this. And we're going to lay it flat as we go. And you don't have to be too meticulous with it. You just want to make sure that the whole thing's down just like that. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay. And then on top. There we go. And that kind of lays it out just like that. Okay. And these are so fun to use as collage bits when you're doing, you can put it anywhere, guys, on your canvases. You can put it in your journals, on your mixed media pieces, on a journal cover. You can use this just about any way that you like. You can use them as transparencies, or you can use them as collage fodder. I'm even sure that it might be fun to try maybe pulling some gel prints on top of one of these, just to add like that bit of texture from your gel plate. Here we go. And we'll start going up so that's not going to dry on us. Yeah, just like that. And then essentially we're just going to have that up to the corner there. And I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff when you're in between projects. It's kind of like, I want to do something today, but I'm not really sure what to do. Because you're waiting for a product to come in or something. I find that too. It's like I'm waiting for products to come in sometimes, and before I can go on to my next thing that I'm doing. So this is a great way to utilize that time. The other thing I love to do too is pulling out my stamps and taking my scraps. Because every probably 4, maybe, and I'll show you guys that too. Because every 4 or 5 months, I like to pull out all my scrap papers. I put them into a box. And then I pull them all out, and I like to take all my stamps that I don't normally use, like a lot of my Tim Holtz stamps. I have probably close to 200 sets now, so it's really hard to use all your stamps. So I pull them all out, and especially like the little ephemera pieces and the different things, and I like to stamp them. So I'll have like a day where I'm just stamping out my stamps, and then I put them into small containers that I keep at my desk, so I can use them for collaging when I'm working on my tags and my projects or anything that I'm doing, or if I need like little ephemera pieces to come out of pockets or different things. It's a great way to use up your stamps and to be using what you have. And it's also great to, it's a great time saver, so you're not, especially with the videos and stuff, so I'm not fussy cutting little bits while I'm on live, because that's very time consuming. So I just find it saves me like a lot of time. So if you're somebody who likes to have things in bulk like that and handy at your desk, I highly recommend doing that. It's just a lot of fun. And it's a great way to use your stamps. Because again, I'd have stamps that sit there probably for a year, maybe 2 before I'd use them in a project. So it's a great way to use them. And then I have the little ephemera pieces. There we go. I'm loving how this is looking. And it doesn't matter, you can have it hanging off the side like I am right here. And then the more sort of wonky little pieces that you get that come up, I find that it just gives it more character when you have your finished piece. So if you've got like little bits and pieces that you've collaged on here, it just gives it character. So I'm super excited, guys. I've started a 3 journals. So basically I'm using 3 digital kits, and we're using 3 books, and I'm doing a journal series. And it's going to be super grungy. One of them is going to be rusted. One of them is going to be like a patina, and the other one is like weathered wood. So I just wanted to share that. So we started the weathered one. And the journal covers, those lives I'm doing in my group, but all the ephemera pieces I'm going to do here in this group, in Lou's group in Junk Journals and Mindful Mixed Media Art. So I'm super excited, guys, and we'll do all the ephemera pieces together so I can give you some ideas of how to use your journals. And if you're interested in any of my kits, they're in my Etsy shop. And my Etsy shop is Fifi's Digital Designs on Etsy. So you can go and you can purchase a kit. And I do lots of giveaways too. So there's lots of chances to participate with some of my free digitals and then that I offer. And then when you create with them, I offer giveaways for kits in my shop. So there's lots of ways to win kits too, not just purchase them. So I just wanted to share that. There we go. This gives everyone a chance because, you know, with everything going on in the world, not everybody, you know, has extra money right now to spend on that sort of thing. So it helps, right? There we go. There. And you want to really smooth this out too, because you don't want it to be like stark white where the glue is. You want the glue to kind of absorb. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And you could collage other things in here too if you wanted to. Like, it doesn't just have to be your tissues. You could collage papers in here, and there's been ladies who have actually done flowers. So you can do, like, after a layer of tissue, I could do a layer of flowers if I wanted to, like, put them in between layers, and then you'll have them popping up through. It's kind of like making your own handmade paper. So this is just another fun way to kind of use up this stuff. So I want to get at least 1 layer on here for now. And then once it's peeled off the deli sheet, it becomes translucent. Because essentially you want enough layers built up that you can take this sheet here, the dry wax paper, and you can pull it all up once everything's dry. Have a little gap there. There we go. Anywhere where you have a little gap, I just put down a little bit more. And this is a great idea for your sewing patterns, because a lot of people ask me, Fifi, what do you do with these? And this is my favorite thing, because it gives like a vintage sort of looking paper. And then we'll have this for collaging. It's going to look really neat. So in the books, I have some ideas. I want to do, because I've showed you guys basically how to do a hidden spine and how to do books using just the kits being put into it, and then how to decorate around the kits. These journals are going to be a little different. I'm going to have more textiles in them, and I'm going to have more mixed media. And I'm just going to show you some out-of-the-box kind of ideas with them that are kind of non-conventional. So it's going to be totally different. And that's kind of my thing too, right? I don't want to be repeating myself and just doing the same thing over and over and over. I mean, it's easy to do that, right? It's easy to kind of get in that rut. So I don't want to be there. Yeah, we want to do something totally different. And I want to kind of push push myself on these, so I'm super excited. Something totally new. There we go, I'm loving that. There, that'll be perfect. Right along here. And then, yeah. There we go. And then up the side here. Oh. Yeah, we're finally starting to dry in places. And the other thing too, I don't want to use that one, that's vinegar. This is water. So if you find too that it's a little thick, you can always add a little water like this and then just spread your glue out around a little bit more. I'm at the bottom of that. If you guys can see that. So if you don't want it so, there we go. And then I can move this over here too. Where I feel like I need a little bit extra here. There we go. So if you feel like you got it, like your glue's kind of stuck in some places, you can always do that. And that's why I love this silicone brush. I'm able to like pull the glue off or move my media around without ripping any delicate surfaces. So that's the other great thing about it too. Here we go, and we'll do up here towards the top. There we go. There we go. And I find this relaxing. And I don't mind if they hang over the edge a little bit. There we go. And I'll put this one right here at the bottom. Just right like that. Perfect. I don't mind if things hang over the edge a little bit. It's going to just give things amazing texture when I use them in bits and pieces later. There we go. And then I'd let this completely dry, and then you can add your next layer or just keep going. So what we can do now is just start adding, like, just for the sake of the video, I'll add the bigger pieces now. Because I like to really bunch that first layer up, and then we can just start, adding bigger sheets. Like that. It just gives it more depth and more structure when you rip it up like that for the first layers. And then for the top layers. And then in here, I'm just gonna, just like one of these. Make sure that's folded out properly. Here, we'll do like that at the bottom. Okay. And then I can drag that right to the top. And work out any air bubbles. So it's just going to give you a really amazing texture. And I can see everything from the underneath layers on top. I'm gonna add a little bit of water here. I use distilled water in my sprayer. I'm on a well, so I can't use it in there. My well water. It's full of calcium, and it just clogs any of my spray bottles. So I just wanted to give that tip if you guys are on a well like I am. Yeah, I've destroyed one of my spray bottles with the calcium buildup. There. All right, and we're just gonna let this air dry, and it's perfect. And then, as you guys can see from this side right here, it'll be very translucent. So once we get like 3-4 layers on here, we can let it completely dry and then peel it up. So I just wanted to share all this, guys. It was just so much fun, and it's some fun ways to create some layers and some textures in your junk journals and your mixed media projects. And this came here with this kind of directions thing too, and that'd be another fun thing to collage with. So I just wanted to share that. So I'm using old sewing patterns to create some transparent layers. All right, thank you guys so much. Next week when I come back, in the next video when I come back, we're going to be doing some image transfers using packing tape. So I want you to bring, if you guys have some packing tape, I'll show you some methods doing that. And then I want to do some transparencies on like plastic and vellum and things. So I'll be using some page protectors. So if you guys have page protectors, we'll be doing that one too in the next video, and I'll show you some things. So just a lot of fun, and we're going to be kind of building up our stash for the journals that I'm going to be working on with you guys. So thank you guys so much. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you back soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye.